Tomorrow is anatomy school.
I am a little more nervous than I thought I would be.
It's amazing to me how developed the baby is.
I did have a little bit of a mentee bee in the car. Their profile is so stinking cute. And it just wasn't the relief that I think I was expecting.
Okay, any final guesses of what we're having?
Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing super duper well. I find myself in what is going to be baby's room, and I thought it was fitting because today I'm really excited to show you all our 20-week anatomy scan ultrasound vlog. I have footage of Jack and I's feelings going into the scan, our feelings after the scan, and things that we heard, things that we found out. So I'm really excited to share all of it with you all. But very related to pregnancy, first I wanted to talk about prenatals. During our TTC journey and all the way through IVF, and then even the first couple months into this pregnancy, my go-to prenatals were gummies because I am an absolute wimp at taking pills. The taste and the texture somehow just always makes me gag, and they always leave me feeling slightly sick, especially on an empty stomach. And I like to take my prenatals in the morning, so it's usually on an empty stomach. But I just knew that I wasn't getting everything that I could be getting out of these gummies as I could with other prenatals. So on my quest to find a better option, I stumbled across Ritual. I've personally been using these prenatals on my own for 1 to 2 months now, and you guys, this self-proclaimed pill wimp could not be happier. So thank you, Ritual, for sponsoring this portion of today's video because this partnership could not be more timely. Not only can I take these prenatals with or without food, and they come in a lemon or mint scent, so they actually are pleasant to take, but the star of the show for me are the ingredients. When the founder, Kat, was pregnant with her first baby, she couldn't find a prenatal brand that she trusted without questionable ingredients, so she decided to go ahead and build her own. These 12 key ingredients are vegan-friendly, non-GMO, gluten-free, without extras or artificial colorants, and these ingredients are made traceable, backed by the first visible supply chain of its kind, so you know where they are coming from and why they are there. So don't be like PassMac and settle for prenatal vitamins that you are not 100% sure about. Right now you can get 30% off your first month by scanning my QR code on screen or using code MacDingle30. Save today at ritual.com/MacDingle30, and without further ado, let's get on with the 20-week anatomy scan vlog. Hello, my darling.
Hi.
Hi.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Can I snuggle you?
Yeah.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is anatomy scan.
It's anatomy scan day.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling? I wanted to get our thoughts before headed into...
I feel like it would be
Anatomy
bad luck
scan.
to say anything but I'm excited.
At this point, I should be like mouthing I'm excited whenever I ask you.
How did you not see
How
that
you're
coming?
feeling.
You know, I always feel like when you ask, it's because you're nervous and I'm not.
I just want to capture how we're both feeling. And I know that I'm going to be probably a little different than you.
You're so funny.
Oh my gosh. Are you
You're
anything...
okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Are you anything but excited or other good feelings that you're having?
I mean, I told you earlier on our walk that the only thing I was stressed about was how we're gonna figure out the cupcakes.
That's right.
That's the stress in my mind.
What are you actually most excited about?
I feel like I'm pretty convinced that we're having a girl.
Really?
Yeah.
You really think, like, flat out, if someone were to be like, gun to head, what are we having?
Yep.
Girl.
My head, not yours. So like in my mind, I'm already like, oh yeah, we're having a girl.
That's so funny that you feel so confident.
I know. I'm excited to find out what we're actually having, but like my excitement isn't like, that's not the most exciting.
No, that is really exciting though. That part of it.
I think
Finding out.
I think I'm most excited to get our updated view of the baby.
I know, I wonder what they look like.
Right, they're gonna be super developed.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple times now from different people showing pictures like of their babies and what they look like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like a full ass human.
See, every time I see our baby, I literally think that they already look like such a human, and then I see them again and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't think they could look more human, but they do.
Yeah, like they grew.
They grew a lot. The last time we saw them, what was it, 14 weeks? 15?
14 or 15? Yeah, 15.
So 5 more weeks.
Wow, it's been 5 more weeks.
What's crazy to think is a lot of women see their baby at like 6 to 8 weeks at the placement ultrasound, and then they don't see their baby again unless they do like a private ultrasound until this appointment, week 20. That's crazy.
That is rather nice.
Imagine that shock between like bug-like little, what is it, an embryo at that point, like to that.
What are you most excited for?
I'm most excited for the feeling that I know, because I'm just putting that energy out there, that I'll feel after the appointment. Like I was saying. Yeah. It's relief and like further settling in.
Yeah.
I think this is the last major thing that I've been waiting or anticipating for that I would be nervous about.
Right.
As a big milestone appointment. Because it's a big deal. It's like everything, you know?
It is.
And every other one that I have been pretty nervous about, whether it's something that was like super normal to go check up on, like just our placement appointment that everyone goes to, or stuff having to do with our subchorionic hemorrhage. Every time we leave those appointments, it's just this rush of relief and also like, okay, this is actually really happening for us. And it's the best feeling in the entire world. And so I think I'm most excited to feel that again. And I'm sure there's like more nerves that come afterwards, but just to like know officially that baby is super healthy and like that's what they're looking for, and then it's gonna be like perfectly fine, is just like, that's what I'm most looking forward to. On the flip side, I would say I'm nervous because of that also, obviously. But for the first time, I actually don't feel more nervous than probably the average person going into this appointment. I'm sure there are a lot of women that like aren't nervous going into this just because they don't know of a bunch of things and they just assume like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine, like why wouldn't it be? And I feel like that would have been me before infertility and before like knowing all of this stuff and like what people have found.
Yeah.
And also just personally knowing people who have not had great news coming out of this appointment is very scary. But I'm also just holding on to the fact that like everything statistically, it can be okay. And like to say that we're on that side is a really good chance, you know? I was more anxious leading up to it, but the last couple of days I've felt like I need to harness that lucky girl syndrome energy.
Yeah.
And go in positive versus like dreading.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm trying to harness going into tomorrow. The other good thing, and my mom said this also, is like we've basically, because of the subchorionic hemorrhage and hematoma, we've basically already had mini anatomy scans. Like the first time going into the ER,
they've taken extensive looks at.
You said we were in that room for like an hour.
Oh my gosh, yeah, forever.
Yeah, and that was at 12 weeks.
They looked at everything. And, like, she was trying to, because, like, she was like, baby is not making it easy.
That's right. She was, like, truly trying to
That's
measure
when I saw
everything.
them jumping, and they're, like, little legs. My gosh.
And now I feel those little legs, like, every night.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is crazy.
They know Muay Thai. I don't even know how.
And then the other one, when we went to fetal maternal medicine, right? That ultrasound was also very thorough.
Yeah, they took a look around.
Yeah, and like they were measuring things like femurs and like they were like doing good measurements and stuff like that. And at that office, they literally look for complications like every single day. Like the patients that they see.
Oh yeah.
Are for complications and things, so knowing that someone there took a look at our baby already too is really hopeful. I think I'd be way more of a wreck if we didn't have those 2 ultrasounds already kind of under our belt, you know?
Yeah.
I haven't even thought of the cupcake situation, but
see?
We're thinking of 2 very different things.
The logistics.
Yeah. Our plan So we don't want to find out the gender right in the room. We think it would be way more like fun and intimate if we did have our doctor like write it down in a little envelope or something. And then what we want to do is have a tiny little reveal, just ourselves. Because I think like I've loved sharing it with everyone, including like close family, friends, and then everyone on here. But also like those moments where it was just us knowing are also really magical too. This is gonna be a long moment though of us just knowing. Because
hold your breath.
We're actually planning on doing a gender reveal / baby shower because a lot of our family lives further away from us, and so they're all gonna get together for the shower if they can make it, but we don't want to make everyone like try to get together twice or like choose which one, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that would be so fun. It's a little late to let everyone know what the gender is, but I'd rather everyone like be together for that and like celebrate that. So what we'll do is we'll have a little envelope and we'll go to a local bakery and just like explain. I'm sure they get this actually kind of often.
Yeah, I imagine they would.
I've seen people just go into bakeries and be like, can you do this? And we'll see what they say, but have a little cupcake and have them fill it with like pink or blue.
I think that's a good idea. Oh my gosh, that first bite is gonna be nuts.
I'm already nervous thinking about it. Like excited, like anticipation nervous. It's crazy.
Okay, any final guesses of what we're having?
Well, since you're... Okay, so we were both on girl very early on. You see that picture, you guys, right there?
Mac's a hipster.
I'm not a hipster. I just... At the very beginning, we were both very set. Like, that embryo looks like a very female-like embryo. We were like, that one's good. They were giving...
It's delicate.
Femme energy. I was like, yeah, no, I definitely feel it. And even early on, I was like, no, I really do feel like it's a girl. But it was recently that changed for me. It's not that I think that it's a boy. I'm not as sure as I was before.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't actually think I'm leaning more towards girl anymore. But I'm also not leaning towards boy. So just for funsies, you can be very confident team girl and I'll be very confident team boy.
Oh.
Not very confident, but I'll be like, I'll guess boy.
Not that it's a game, but if I win...
You get to eat your cupcake.
Oh man, I was like pulling for some back scratches or something.
If you win, you get a baby girl. How about that?
Let's do this.
We'll find out what our baby is. You never wait for me to have my seatbelt on.
It's too exciting.
I look a little more grim than I wanted to, outfit-wise, this morning.
You're resilient. How could you
That's
not
the
wear
thing,
that?
is like, well, the sweatshirt I was gonna wear is like bright purple. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be all purpley, but it wasn't dry yet. And so then I was like, the universe is telling me to grab my resilient sweatshirt.
You need to.
Which I should have thought to wear that this entire time anyway, because we've worn it to all the important appointments. Betas, ultrasounds, things like that. Egg retrieval, no, transfer, the second transfer. That's what I wore for this too. Jack made a joke at the beginning when we were like releasing all of those important appointment vlogs and stuff that you guys would think that the only thing that I wear is this sweatshirt and that it never gets watched, because all of the appointments, like, that's what the footage was, back to back to back for like ages.
It's like a cartoon character. Like you wear the same thing.
Literally, the outfit never changes. I was going to eat eggs and a healthy breakfast, and then before we left, snag a piece of this cake that Jack made over the weekend. It's so good, and he just like iced it yesterday because we want baby to be pretty active, and they tend to be active after I have like a sugary thing. But we were running out of the house and I forgot about the sugary thing. I had the eggs and the avocado and stuff, but I last minute grabbed this crumble cookie. I only have a little bit left of it, but it should be good, because yesterday when I was eating it on the way home from Crumble, baby was like, yes, Mom, this is delish.
This is it.
I am a little more nervous than I thought I would be driving there. I really wanted to meditate this morning, but I was kind of rushing around, so I didn't get to like collect myself. But you're still excited.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
I mean, that's never gonna change.
I know.
I'm always, you wear the same sweater, I always say I'm excited for it.
That's just how it's gonna be.
We're 2 peas in a pod.
Also, Bub, what popped up on your phone this morning while you were pooping?
Oh my gosh. I got a photo memory of exactly 1 year ago today of our second retrieval.
No,
our
first.
Our first retrieval cycle.
Not just the cycle, the actual
day.
retrieval.
Yeah.
That vlog, we should look back on that today. I should watch that again because I was so, I don't even want to say scared. I was literally petrified.
Oh yeah.
They called me back for that retrieval in the office. I was sobbing. And to think exactly 1 year later to the day that I am 20 weeks pregnant and we're going in for an anatomy scan, which I'm also kind of nervous about. Not as much as...
But not petrified.
But I'm not petrified and I'm not sobbing. Okay, should I just bring this?
Down that cookie.
I should just...
Is it at 10?
It's at 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, eat it.
So I'll just bring it like this.
All
right, we have the scan right now, and then we have the follow-up like later this afternoon. So I don't know if we'll know much after the scan, but we'll see you guys after either way.
Bye.
Bye. I look soaked, I look like a wet dog. This was just the scan. And they don't tell us a ton in there, but we had our favorite ultrasound person, that was our favorite,
right.
But like she was one of the people who did our ultrasound, I think during the second bleed of our subchorionic.
Yes.
And she was like, I think I've met you before. I was like, you have, that's so cool. And we loved how she did the ultrasound last time, and she did such a good job this time. She just showed us
all the different,
like she was like telling us what she was doing and stuff, but she wasn't telling us like, yep, that looks great, this looks great, but her demeanor was positive.
It was great, yeah.
That's what I kind of took away from it. Yeah.
I got the same thing.
Yeah. Like she would say like, okay, yep, perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, okay, I think that's good. I know I can't really ask a lot because the doctor will go over everything. I don't know, what do you think?
It's amazing to me how developed the baby is. And like they're still so small.
I know.
You know? Like I was actually blown away. Like every time I see them, they're huge, right? Because they're on a monitor and stuff, but they're literally like only like that big.
Exactly.
You know?
Like they're, like she said, how are they measuring centimeters? 15?
Yeah.
Centimeters right now?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And at the beginning, Jack asked if he could take some video, and she was like, we're not technically supposed to, but they recorded it on a disc.
Yeah.
And my first thought is, how are we gonna watch this disc? But we have like different drives.
We're gonna whip out your old computer and then burn it to a USB.
So we have the footage of like the whole ultrasound, which is just really cool. And then the first thing I noticed when we were in the waiting room, Jack had to go to the bathroom, and I was looking at these pictures, and my favorite photo, it's we got a good profile, and the time, if you guys know, the time that they took this picture, it's at 10:42. Isn't that crazy? Look at little Bean. Their profile is so stinking cute. I'm sure every parent feels like that. But I think their profile is so cute. And then literally I can see the time up at the top where all the stuff is. It's 10:42, 21 seconds, which is crazy. But we have so many pictures. Oh my gosh, we have a picture of like their lips and like their nose.
Yeah, the nose and lips one is wild. They're doing the little baby smushy face.
The little thing.
Their legs are crazy.
Yeah.
Bub, they're like a jumper or something.
Yeah, they kept moving. Now I'm thinking that I shouldn't have eaten that cookie, because I wonder if that was like deterring her from seeing things, you know?
No,
You don't
everything,
think?
this was great.
Yeah.
We saw a baby.
We
Baby
did see
looks
baby.
great. All of their measurements are good. And we're gonna get to see him again soon.
So good.
So June 20th. That's a week? 2 weeks?
I think June.
Oh, it's next week.
The only thing that I'm like apprehensive about, here, there's like a cute little foot picture that I want to I'm like, look at my baby. There's a little cute little foot and like like a tibia and fibia. She asked right away if we already know the baby's gender and like if we want to find out, which was nice. And so we asked her to like write it down on a little picture or something, like just like write it for us in an envelope. And she was like, absolutely. So at some point she turned off the monitor, and we got a monitor this time too.
Yes.
Which is cool.
We got the primo treatment.
Yeah, so we got to like see baby, because like not every time when we go for an ultrasound, it's just like the ultrasound screen that they kind of turn, you know? And at a certain point, she turned it off for us, and then she did her measurements and took a picture, and she put the picture, and she wrote like what the baby is, and she put it in an envelope. And so we're literally sitting outside Fat Cat's Bakery.
Two Fat Cats.
Two Fat Cats Bakery. The lady looked a little like apprehensive that was at the cash register, but when she turned around and asked the bakers if that's a possibility, they were like, oh my god, yeah. Like they were like
One jumps in and it's like, they have a baby? Where is it? What is it?
They're like, they don't know.
No, they don't know. They have the gender. And then the woman was like, oh, they don't have a baby. They want to know the gender.
They were so cute. So they are doing that right now. So I think we'll have a little reveal for
later.
Ourselves. Yeah. And we haven't had the follow-up yet, but I think overall, I feel positive coming out of the imaging appointment because the demeanor was just good. We saw a lot of just different things that should be there. We saw hands and feet and toes.
Heart and kidneys.
And the heart and the kidneys and stuff, exactly. And to us, everything looks great. I think because of just like the things I was worried about specifically, I just want to know that it looks good. I just wanted confirmation that the main bits are looking good. And I think they can tell me about most of everything at the appointment later today, except she said that she didn't get an angle of the heart that she usually likes to get. But I do have an echocardiogram for baby anyway scheduled.
Exactly.
A couple weeks out, but I guess coming out of
this
appointment, I wanted to have like a really good look at the heart to just give me a peace of mind that everything looks good in there, and I don't think I have that today.
Yeah, but take this with you. If there was anything of concern, like the doctor's gonna look at this stuff and give you a call, they would schedule something sooner.
I know that the echocardiogram would look at things very closely, and that's why they like are doing it, and I think they do it for all IVF pregnancies where we are. I wanted them to see everything that they usually look for at this appointment. I wanted them to see it today, and I don't think they were able to see it today.
Yeah, baby was in not the position ideal for that.
Yeah, and I think to come away with like the feeling I wanted to come away with, I would have needed them to like see everything is the only thing, you know.
See.
But you don't feel scared? Okay.
Nothing tells me any negative.
That's true. Yeah, nothing tells me any negative.
Yeah.
But it's like the omission of the good news is like stressful for me.
We were always going to have a deeper look at the heart anyway.
Yeah.
And like they have the equipment over there to do it. So think of it as just like we just have to wait a little bit longer.
I know.
I know, Bubba.
I just wish that I wasn't worrying about anything coming out of this appointment, and I'm not able to like say that.
Yeah.
But that's just the reality.
The only thing that you really should be worrying about is whether or not you have to give me back scratchies, because I got the gender right. So, literally.
Bub, I don't know why you were so worried.
I just get that way, you know?
I know, you really have to stop picturing bad things. If you could see the look that man is giving me right now.
I just love how you have a sense of humor now.
Yeah, I've always had a sense of humor.
If only you could appreciate my sense of humor.
Baby is, from what they can see today, all healthy. Everything. Fingers, toes, everything I was worried about, all healthy. But I'm not gonna lie, the in-between time between like the imaging to our follow-up, I did have a little bit of a mentee bee in the car while we were waiting for the cupcakes to come out, because I just had to like get it out of my system, come to terms with like my expectations for after today versus what I was actually feeling at the end of the scan part, and just acknowledge them and talk it out with Jack and like just get them out there, because all I wanted to feel was relief and excitement, and I think I went into the scan with these two very specific things that I wanted to clear in my mind, because that's what I was just most worried about. And so when they couldn't get a good picture or what they wanted to of the heart, it's like, oh gosh, now I have to wait until the EKG situation in order to feel just way better about that part. And it just wasn't the relief that I think I was expecting, and so I was a little disappointed in that. But after meeting with our doctor, and it was our doctor that brought us through the results, and she just said everything looked really good, and it just made me really relieved to officially know that everything else looked great. But I did get to express my anxiety surrounding those two things, and she just further validated me in my feelings by saying that she totally understands going in with these two things, and one of them we weren't able to completely clear, but she helped me work through and also just like affirm that everything at this point in time, from what they can see, looks great, and there's no reason for me to think otherwise. And she also, which was very helpful, she also said, you know, most of the time when they know an EKG is coming up, they typically don't clear the heart because they just know that somebody's going to be looking at that super, super close. And that's also the sense that we got when we were in that ultrasound room also, because the woman kept saying, I can't get the very specific angle that I would like to of the heart, but you're having an EKG next week, so they'll be able to see everything and clear the heart. The ultrasound lady, there's no knock against her, she was amazing. But between what she was saying and then also just to hear my doctor say that made me feel really good, and there was no concern on anyone's end. So I'm choosing to also just carry out that energy, and that really helped to hear that from my doctor. So I was able to really just settle into that and be like, oh my gosh, wow, what a day. Like, baby is looking so healthy, and I'm incredibly grateful for it.
I just felt happy to see that they were developing.
Yeah.
And everything's on track, and I think I was just surprised at how like developed everything really was.
It was seriously, it shocks me every time.
In like just a 5-week period, like so much more is defined, and they're still so tiny, and it blows my lid.
But it's like on the screen they look so big, and in my stomach, like inside, they feel big. Like with the movements they're making, they feel large.
Well, like even like you see their bones and like their tib fib and like their arm bones, or like even the like vertebrae are like more defined than they used to be.
They look
like,
beautiful.
They're like tiny, like they're like a tiny human replica.
An actual, yeah, they are literally a tiny human.
I know they're human, but like I just couldn't believe it.
It blows my mind that like I'm growing that.
But yeah, it was so cool.
It was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Good, good.
It was a good day.
I hope you all did enjoy today's vlog. I put previews at the end of this of what's to come soon, so stay tuned. But thank you again to Ritual for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Don't forget to use MacDingle30 for 30% off, or you can scan the QR code on screen for 30% off of your first month of Ritual. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to do so down below, because I upload videos like these every single week. All of my socials are linked down below, and I will catch you in the next one, my friends. I'll see you later. Bye.
We are here for baby's echocardiogram.
We're gonna get this freaking heart checked off, and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I wanted it checked off last week,
I like that attitude.
and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob, I'm literally, I have to pee out of nerves. I don't actually have to pee. I'm not nervous, I'm just like, this is insane. Just for funsies, since he's still pretty set on girl in his gut, I'm gonna say boy.
Okay.
Just for funsies. Do you have a preference?
No.
I literally have zero preference.
I mean, chocolate would be nice.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, they smell so good. If one of us sees a color first, don't yell boy or girl. Wait until the other person also sees the color, okay? Baby! Oh my god, I thought you were just going for it. Are you ready to find out what our baby is?
Yeah. You ready? You ready to give me back scratches for a turn?
We're not betting back scratches.
Okay, there's no turning back after this. It's not too late. You can throw them out and leave it as a surprise.
I want to know. I've been waiting so long.
You ready?
My heart is pounding. Is your heart pounding?
No.
Oh my god, that really so cool.
I'm so excited.
Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1.